Hey guys, I just wanted to get on here and let you know how to do today's assignment. It is the yellow packet. It is the one that is labeled, it has the label on it, it says Gizmos. It's the Student Exploration Carbon Cycle. All right, so if you guys are looking that you were supposed to already have this done, there's new vocab that you need to learn and that you guys need to know. The prior knowledge questions, you guys have to know this information beforehand, and it's information that I've already taught you. So let's read this together. It says, in the process of photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide, CO2, from the atmosphere and water, H2O, from the soil. Using the energy in sunlight, that plants build molecules of glucose, which is C6H12 and O6, and oxygen, which is O2. Okay, that's what the description reads. So now we're going to look at the first question together. How do plants on Earth affect the amount of carbon in the Earth's atmosphere? I'll give it a second. Go ahead, write that. Got that down? All right. I'm going to move on to question 2. Question 2. Animals eat plants and produce carbon dioxide and water. How do animals affect the amount of carbon in the Earth's atmosphere? Okay. That's things we've gone over in class. Now, this is where we're going to start working together as a little bit of a group. Okay, so it says Gizmo warm-up. The carbon cycle gizmo allows you to follow the many paths of an atom carbon you can take, the atom can take through the Earth's system. To begin, you notice the black dot, which is right here. Let's see if we can make this bigger. There we go. All right, so there's our black dot. Okay, that is in the atmospheric CO2 area, highlighted in yellow. Now, glowing blue areas, land plants, oceanic, there's the only two that are really glowing, and the exposed rocks. Okay, and we're going to read question 1. From the Earth's atmosphere, where can the carbon go to next? And there's the 3 answers, 1, 2, 3. The only 3 that are glowing, or you can give me at least 2. I need at least 2 answers on number 1. Okay, we're gonna follow directions now. Now, from Earth's atmosphere, we're reading, and it says, number 2 says, click on land plants. And we're going to read the description. How did carbon get from the atmosphere to the plant? So the description reads, atmospheric CO2 to land plants. In the process of photosynthesis, plants use the energy of the sun from the glucose and oxygen from carbon dioxide and water. The glucose is used for energy to build the plant tissue. The most of the oxygen is released. Okay? So your answer there is in the very first sentence. Okay, so from there, question 3 tells us to click on the land animals, which are right here, these little deer. So you're going to click on them. And it says, how did the carbon atom get from the land to the animal? So land plants to animals. Land animals consume plants or other animals that eat plants for energy. However, since plant carbon is stored as wood, a relatively small amount of plant carbon is consumed in this way. Okay, and now it says on number 4, it says go back and select the atmospheric CO2. And then it said from land animals to atmospheric CO2. In the process of cellular respiration, animals and plants break down glucose to produce energy. They release carbon dioxide and water into the atmosphere. So it became a full circle. Okay? So once you guys have those answered, you can pause at any time and go back. We're on the next side where it says Activity A, Carbon Pathways. So it says, let's get the gizmo ready. We're going to click the reset button, and it's going to reset all of this for us. Introduction. Earth can be divided into 4 systems. The atmosphere, is the air above the Earth's surface. The hydrosphere is composed of all the Earth's water. The geosphere is rocky, non-living plant, a part of Earth. The biosphere consists of all living things, including people. And some scientists have used the term anthroposphere to describe everything that is modified or made by humans. Now, your question is, how does carbon move between the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the biosphere, and the geosphere? So when you're looking at this, explore. It says, number one, explore, use the gizmo to create a path for carbon that begins and ends in the atmosphere and fill in the steps of the path below. And then label each of the location with the system it represents. Finally, summarize how you got to each location. So we're going to do it together. So I'm going from the atmosphere to land plants. So under carbon pathways, you're going to write everything here. So it's carbon path. So this word's already written for you, and then you're going to write land plants. And from land plants, I'm going to create a forest fire. So you would write forest fire. And from forest fire, I'm going back up to the atmosphere. So it should read atmosphere, land plants, forest fire, atmosphere. Okay? Now, if you look in the center of your piece of paper, it says atmosphere in the middle. So how did I get from the atmosphere? What sphere did I enter next? Did I enter the hydrosphere, the biosphere, or the geosphere? Did I stay in that same sphere? And what is the name of that sphere? If you guessed biosphere for both, you were correct. So I went to the atmosphere, the biosphere, I stayed in the biosphere, and I went back to the atmosphere. So your center block under system should read atmosphere, biosphere, atmosphere. Okay, and how did we get there? Using the knowledge that we just, you can see here in front of you, how did we get there? So we have the atmosphere, CO2, comes from volcanoes and burning fossil fuels and other sources. So plants do something called photosynthesis, which we know about. And then we're going to move on to our forest fire. Forest fire was set by people. So again, forest fire was set by people. And we are going to move up together to atmosphere, which, how do we get the CO2 back in there? Burning released the CO2. The burning wood released the CO2 back. Now from here, you just follow the directions and you keep on going without me. And if you're already ahead, you're ahead. But I'm going to stop there because the rest of this is independent work and it gets a lot easier. So I want you guys to understand what's going on with that. And if you have any questions, just email me.